are live. We got Harry W. We got Richie from Jets Media, Matt O'Leary, Iowa Jets fan, who in the house. We got Dom C in the house. We got Steve, live, CEO of the Jet Lounge. So I knew I'd get rich on my channel. See what's going on. Yeah, there we go. Woo.
Jets by $1 million today.
Yeah. And welcome to the chaos on a Friday night hangout with just me hanging out. What is going on? What is going on? Dakota, I don't know how you got here so fast, but as soon as I put this thing up, there you are. Vervain, what's going on, brother? That's my name. And there we go. John Nolte, the salty one, here on a Friday night, ready to go. About what? I got no idea. COVID chaos in the house. That's right, man. Feeling better, though, right? Don't I look it? Went to Clues, Coney Island today. Got a cheesesteak and some hot dogs. You know, did some of the good stuff. Did some backyard barbecue yesterday. You know, doing that stuff. We're just picking it up and bringing it home. But we got JJ is here. Trade for Kevin Byard. He's supposedly on the market. Okay. Got to look into that. But, you know, you always got to ask the question. What's up, Leah? It's my niece. You always got to ask the question, what are you trading, though? What's up, New York Superfan? What's going on, Superfan? You always got to ask what you're trading. What you trading? What are you trading? You could like the players that come available. Different guys get cut. We always talk about getting them, but how much are they going to cost? What's our salary cap? What is it coming at? Everything is opportunity cost. Everything we do comes at cost of something else. So we can't get everyone. We have to decide which ones are important. Right now, I can't believe it, but we're apparently the story's still out there that we're interested in Odell, which is shocking to me, only because of how much money he asked for. So that's surprising to me, because I don't know where we're getting all this money. Because Lazard replaces Corey Davis, but I thought we were gonna use that money. Apparently not. So I don't know what's going on. But they're gonna make cap room, I guess. Jeremy, I'm from Brooklyn too. Well, that's good. We gotta be from Brooklyn, right? That's it, man. What part of Brooklyn is the question? I'm from Canarsie, and my wife's from Gravesend, which I knew very well too, because Sheepshead Bay, Canarsie, we went all those places. L&B Spumoni Gardens, Coney Island, when my dad grew up. So I was all over Brooklyn, but the most neighborhood that I grew up hanging out on was I hung out on Flatlands Avenue in Canarsie, Ralph Avenue, Georgetown, Mill Basin, Kings Plaza, Brennan Carr on Utica. That was my stomping ground. Jeremy, you surprised Whitehead and Davis are still on the roster. What do you think the plan is? I think that, with Corey Davis, like a lot of people think that, maybe even Whitehead is trade bait. And maybe we're deciding what we're doing, and how it's all going to work out to decide if we have to cut Whitehead or restructure him. So it's hard to say. Like Corey Davis might be already packaged in a trade with Green Bay for all we know. So we're not going to hear anything until that happens. But, at some point we might have to make a move or do something and, put more pressure on Green Bay. I think that they're going to have to cave in before if they want draft picks for this year, which you would think they would, they would have to, the pressure's on them, to get it done. I think, there's pressure on both teams to get it done. Both teams want to get it done, but they got to be realistic about what they want. Their fans are ridiculous. Their fans are like, we need first down, but he's the greatest quarterback. You got to give us first round picks. What they don't understand is their greatest quarterback is 39 and retiring. He might play one more year. And we're saving them tons and tons of cap money. We're saving them from like a gross cap hit. And they should just be grateful that we're a team that he wants to play for rather than just retire. And now they're getting all greedy and thinking they can get first-round picks like everybody else for trading young quarterbacks or quarterbacks under contract. Well, guess what? Aaron Rodgers might play for 1 year. You don't get our future for 1 year. You're not going to get a bunch of draft. You don't get his 17-year career or whatever it is. Then he's 39 years old. You want to get rid of him. You get us to buy part of his contract and buy you out of the contract, and now you want tons of draft capital? No, JD's not letting that happen, guys. No way. I was thinking about you the other day, Sean McAteer. I was wondering, whatever happened to my friend Sean McAteer? I said, I hope Temecula wasn't invaded and he's not at war and battle defending the grounds. But there you are, man. What's going on? Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. A little bit more tired than I normally am. I'd like it to be completely out of my system to the point where I test negative so everyone feels confident being around me here. That's the tricky part, is not wanting to infect anybody. I mean, I know probably much less of a risk than I was when you first get sick and all that stuff. But COVID's a weird thing, so you're not really sure. And, I'm staying with my parents, so I can't take a chance of getting them sick. So testing in the morning, each morning, hoping for that negative test. And the only thing I got now is a cough. But every time I'm sick, I have a cough. I don't really consider that a symptom. Like, it's not an active symptom that I have a cough. It's more like every time I'm sick, I don't know if any of you could relate. Anytime I'm sick, I spend the next freaking month, 2 months of my life coughing it out. So, Jewish, what can I tell you? Bensonhurst. All right. Bensonhurst, 86 in Bensonhurst, baby. That's not far from LMB, right? Because we used to go down there, and then we used to get off the Belt Parkway at Shell Road, get to LMB. Sometimes we drive down 86th Street in Bensonhurst. We do the whole thing. But when I was a kid, that was the big thing. The first friend that we had that could drive, that was the first place we started going. I mean, Kings Plaza, we took car service there anyway. Like now we had a ride. Okay, cool. But the big thing was when my friend Sean, he was the first to be able to get his dad's car. The first thing we did, L&B every Friday or Saturday night. And when you go on Fridays, they'd have those cars, right? The car club with the 50s. They'd be like 57 Chevys and all these beautiful minted out cars from the 50s. And this was in the 80s. So I wonder where those cars are now. But I don't know if they still do it. But those people are probably so old that then who knows if they're even alive. It's weird to think about it like that. But those were the guys showing off their classic cars from when they were our age. And now it's 2023, 40 years later. So I don't even know what happened. But my wife was on Gravesend by 13th and X or something, over there. That's where she grew up. John Nolte, we still have to do Quinnen's contract. That's true. We got to get Q's contract done. No question about that. Mill Basin, my best friend, one of my best friends from college, worked in the Mill Basin Deli for 20 years. He worked there. My friend Frankie, he worked in the Mill Basin Deli. In Canarsie, we had Grabstains, but when they closed, Mill Basin Deli became our deli. That was our deli, man. We'd go out there, and you guys in Mill Basin had your Originals Pizza on Ralph Avenue. We had Originals Pizza on Avenue L. I've had both, same pizza. I just needed to clarify that. Same pizza. Green Bay needs the cap money. Yeah, they need it soon. They haven't had their free agent season. I mean, so they got a problem. They haven't had their free agency, Green Bay. I mean, they've got to get it done. They got to stop playing around. They got to stop getting greedy. Just be happy that we're buying out and the dead cap hit you were going to take when he retired. They're just being greedy, and they're going to make themselves look really stupid and get dragged through the mud. Jeremy, I hope you're feeling better. JD is going to make Murphy blink like he has a grain of sand in his eye. We were saying the other day there was a rumor that it went out that the Jets are trying to work out a trade or something for Braden Mann, because they brought in the other guy, Morstead or whatever. If JD was to get, maybe they're just going to trade him for another guy on some other team that the other team was going to cut anyway. But if JD was to get even a 7th round pick for Braden Mann, you build him a statue. That's it. The JD statue goes up. I'm sorry. Even a 7th round pick for Braden Mann, it gets you a statue. It's good to see you guys, man. And everybody checking on my health. Thank you, man. That feels really good. I'm not going to lie. It feels good when people say, I hope you're better. Good to see you doing better. That stuff matters, guys. I want you to know that. It means something. It makes me feel good. So thank you. I wish there was something I could do to make all of you feel equally as good as you make me feel when you do stuff like that. You know, honestly. How's Frankie from Flatbush? Frankie is I haven't talked to him in a long time, but the last in a while. Again, it was a month ago. Text. But he's insisting that I let everybody know. I said, what do I tell him, Frankie? I know you shifted back to work and you're not at home anymore, but what do I tell people? Because you kind of just disappeared and you were kind of a big deal. And he said, tell him I'm taking a break from YouTube. This was before he took his channel down completely. And that he's okay. So health-wise, Frankie's okay. Health-wise, Frankie's okay. You don't have to worry about Frankie. Now, we're friendly. We were friendly, but not intimately like what he's going to tell me. Like, I can't sit here and tell you that I know the exact reason why he's not on YouTube anymore or doesn't even hang out in these chats. I can't get into that because I don't know. I can give theories, but that doesn't seem to make any sense for me to give theories about somebody else's life. So I'm just going to say the one thing we know that for sure is that he went back to work physically, like after the pandemic and everything, and that changes your schedule. You know what I mean? And the other thing I know is that health-wise, he's okay, so nobody has to worry about him from a health perspective. He's fine. Yeah, there we go. Jason Zayas. What's going on? Jason Zayas. We got a real punter back. Bye-bye, man. Yeah. He did good for us. We should have never lost him to begin with. We should never let him go to begin with. But I guess Braden Mann before that injury was actually good, so we didn't know. Rice for the after the race. Oh, Watsuke, what do you got? A big run coming? Yeah, that was funny in our Twitter chat. I said, what are we going to get a second rounder for Braden Mann? And Tigo was like, for Braden, Jeremy for Braden Mann, like he was good. But then I think he realized that I was just messing around. But anything he gets. Canarsie, man, growing up back then, LMB, all of that was fun. Driving down the strip on 86th Street. All of it. Yeah, you got to eat bananas. That's why you eat bananas when you do a lot of running and cardio, you know? London Jeff fan, are you, what time is it there? Jeez, are you kidding me? Isn't it like 3 or 4 in the morning there or something? Oh my God, we have a punter. Yeah, you know, I will not miss the 1 out of 5 shanks that Braden Mann would kick. I will not miss the shanks at all. Yeah, the delis are crazy expensive now, bro. Crazy. Remember, it used to be the best deal because it was like 3 meals when you got a sandwich. Now, not only is it more expensive, but they don't give you as much meat either. That's why you got to go to Harold's in New Jersey, right? Because you go to the bread bar, take as much bread as you want home, and then you order like whatever the order of corned beef, and you have food for a week. Nope, there's been no word on his restructure. I think that the Jets are kind of in a holding pattern too. We need to know. We need to know also. But those are things that can get done. Those are things that'll get done. Well, I mean, JD is very confident in clearing the money. That's not a problem. But I'd like to restructure him because I'd like to have him back. I'd like Carl Lawson back. Look at this. I got a super chat. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Joe Douglas is comp pick hunting based on signing. Yeah, look, that was the day we want to get to that day, right? That's the day we want to get to as Jet fans. Like, as we move forward in the future, we want to become that team. Nobody likes to lose good free agents. But when you can't sign them all because you draft so well, one of the nice perks is you get these comp picks, right? So, it's going to be nice. Why can't we have nice things? John Hepburn is here. What's going on, my brother? Thanks for that super chat, Jason. I appreciate it. Just in case I didn't thank you enough, and let you know how much I appreciate it. Berrios is signed with the Miami Dolphins in the cult. He is signed with the Miami Dolphins. Yep. I want to keep Lawson too, but we got to see. It's all about money. Again, opportunity cost. right? How much can we keep? How are we going to be able to work it out that we can keep him at the right price? That's what it is. If there was no salary cap, we'd have no issue. The Johnsons are rich and they want to win. But unfortunately, there is a salary cap. So more what? More bananas? More bananas. 30,000 pounds of mashed bananas. Sneakers to boots. Thoughts on signing a veteran for the vet minimum and having him as our third string on practice squad. But if Rodgers gets hurt, they start. I don't want Zach on the field at all. Sneakers to boots. Good to see you, by the way, my friend. We go. Sneakers to boots is an OG, guys. We go back a long way. Me and Sneakers to boots. A little over 2 years, I'd say, about now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about backup quarterback. Like, I don't know what the plan's going to be. I really don't. I don't know. I think they're going to have to look at Zach in camp, and see how he does and how he responds to having Aaron Rodgers around. Having Aaron Rodgers might actually help him. What we have to hope is that Aaron doesn't get hurt. We need AROD to stay healthy either way, guys. No matter how we slice it, we need AROD to stay healthy. So, we could all agree on that. But we'll see what they do at quarterback. That's, they got to get AROD in first, and then they'll work that out. They might even bring back Johnson, right? What's his name? Josh Johnson? Maybe they bring him back. Agree with Nolte. I'd love to have Lawson restructure. Come on, he had a year off. I would love for him to restructure. I would love to have Lawson back on the team. I like Lawson. I don't care what the stats say. The eye test for me showed that Carl Lawson was a darn damn good player. A lot of pressure, created a lot of chaos. I'm talking like this because I'm in North Carolina, and that's how they've been talking to us down here. But, I would no, we definitely want Carl Lawson. It's really a question of restructure, how much, blah, 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 fit into the cap. It's got to work. John Nolte, towards your headphones for the flight home. Thanks, man. We actually had to order a splitter because on our newest Mac, on the big Mac that we brought with the big screen, you can download movies off Netflix. And my wife wanted to watch movies together on the flight back, hopefully. So, yeah. I appreciate it, though, brother. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Dr. Phil is in the house. And Michael Lando, my old friend Michael Lando. What's going on? Good to see you. How do I feel about Lazard? My thoughts. I'm okay with it. He's more available than Corey Davis. I think, like, when Corey Davis is not dropping passes and, like, just best ability as a receiver might be better than Lazard. And I say might. I'm not, like, making it as a bold, clear, confident statement. I'm just saying that Lawson might be better in just the receiving end of it when he's catching the ball and what he can do. And but maybe I'm wrong. But Lazard is available, meaning he doesn't get hurt as much. And I don't know if Lazard has a bunch of drops too. But again, it was a 1-year fluke thing. And then he didn't have a lot of drops before that. I think it's kind of like a wash. It's not I think it's more for AROD. Like, he has a receiver that he trusts, that he knows. Like, he knows. So if he's my number 3 receiver, I know where on the field he's going to be. It's a comfort thing, right? It's a comfort thing. It's not that he's not going to immediately connect to Garrett Wilson. Give me a break. And if Elijah's as open as he was last year, it's not that he's not going to connect with those guys, but it's like a friend. It's a guy that you've went to war with. You don't want to be alone. It's nice to have familiar faces with you, So, whatever. It's a good deal. I like him. He's 6'5". He's a beast. It's a good end zone. Good end zone target for us in the corner, right? Big guy. So why not? Cass, any word on new O-lineman we signed? Would like JMS in the draft. Would mean we have a second-round pick after Rodgers. Yeah, we have to protect our second-round pick. That's what again, I don't know what the compensation is going to be. You can't trust any of the media outlets. It may be way off. It might end up being we give up. We might be fighting over whether it's a third or a fourth round pick for all we know. We don't know. I think that JMS would be great. Weipler would be great. Patterson. There's guys. Not Patterson. What am I thinking? I'm thinking the other guy from Northern Iowa or whatever the hell his name is. I'm forgetting. But there's a bunch of guys. There's guys in the draft. The guy we signed with Wesley, whatever the hell his name is, he's a backup. He's Feeney's replacement. I think he's better than Feeney. Maybe. Again, another thing where I'm not going to make that a bold statement because it's another guy we don't want to see play. Really, it's a depth piece. So when you get a depth piece, you don't want to see him play. But it's a nice pickup. We lose Feeney, we pick this kid up. It's the same thing. He's not the guy you want to see have to come into the game, but you got to have him. He's got to be on the roster because you got to have a serviceable guy if somebody goes down. I think we'll get our center, though. Not worried about it. I would love it to be JMS. It might not be JMS. But up until the third round, fourth round is a little bit of a gamble that they could be gone. Anybody that we'd want to start right off the bat. Third round, you're good, though. Up to the third round, up to our third round pick, there will be a center that is plug and play start. And you never know. We might sign that Ben Jones, veteran Ben Jones. There's a couple of guys out there that we could sign for a year. I hate how many people don't want Rodgers. They don't? Do they expect the Jets to build around a non-existent quarterback? Like, would you rather contend for 2 years or no years? Yeah, dude, I don't know how anybody could be against this. This just gives us an opportunity to be a contender. The window closes, right? The window, if we were going into this season with Zach, it's like another year we're risking of wasting this window. Instead, you go with Rodgers, you get 1 year, maybe two, where we're a legitimate contender, where we could, I don't know who would be against it. I don't understand it. I don't get it, especially if we restructure whatever. The contract is not too bad. The money's not too bad and doesn't hurt us because it's not like after AROD leaves, anything changes. We're back in the same boat. Okay. But at least we had a shot at the Super Bowl. Maybe we win it. And we still got these young players, good talent. JD's still a good drafter. So we're going to keep building. We're going to fill the pipeline and keep building the machine. But don't let those guys get you down, Ice Force. We're going to enjoy it. Anybody that doesn't want AROD, that's their thing. Let them live in that world of not wanting AROD. But, I'm not going to not enjoy it. Those fans want to be haters, man. Those are Jet fans that are never going to be happy. Never going to be happy until we win the Super Bowl. But all they'll do is complain about everything we do until we win one. So whatever. Can't change them. Can't fix them. I think Zach will be better this year. We know he has physical tools, but you can hope he could be a backup. That's what I'm hoping. Well, maybe the pressure will be off of him, and maybe sitting behind AROD, he's going to learn something by watching him. So we'll see. Don't you just pay a penalty for being over the cap? Let's pay it. No, it's not. It's not baseball, bro. No. You lose draft picks. Like it's a serious thing. You get penalized. Somebody lost a draft pick for a salary cap violation. So no. There's no. It's not baseball. If it was a luxury tax, Woody John, believe me, Woody would just pay the tax. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Jets fan 4. Good to see you, bro. It's my good friend Rich. Freaking love Rich. He can mentor the young guy and see what makes him tick. It definitely, look, he got a little bit better. Like it looked like there was some hope for a second there when he was watching freaking White do it. That first year, he came back a little better. AROD likes Zach. He's going to help him out. There's a distinct possibility that our offense is going to explode because the game plan will be a cogent through thought executed by intelligent veterans. Sorry, guys. I got to stop laughing for a second. This is the guy. This is the guy. He gets so bad. He gets so upset during the season and mad, and he's so negative, and now he starts the year. This is the Cho Douglas I love. The Cho Douglas from the game opener, the Knobcraft guy that was all confident in his fancy jacket. before he got angry and lost all faith in the team. You're back to being confident and happy again. I love it. I think we definitely have the potential to be the best offense that we've ever seen as Jet fans, for sure. No question in my mind. We're not going to know what to do with ourselves because we're actually going to be scoring points. Will Zach be a quarterback too, or another vet? That's thanks for the super chat, first of all, and Nicole, I appreciate it. I don't know. If they bring in a guy like Josh Johnson, I would think that Zach is the number 2. But I think that they're going to bring in a vet and they're going to play it by ear. Like I think let's put it this way. I think it's still possibly an open competition. But I wouldn't say that Zach has no chance to be the QB2. I think if he comes into camp and he plays really well and he got over the mental part, remember, it's not like he never played at a functional level. He was an okay game manager, and we beat Buffalo with him at quarterback. He beat the game against Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter when he got out of his head and he wasn't thinking and just whipping the ball around. He looked great. Tennessee last year, the end of last year, his first year, the end of his first season, there were moments where he was functional. This is in his head, guys. It's a mental thing with Zach Wilson. So we don't know. Maybe he comes back with a clear mind. And I'm not saying he's going to be a star starter or anything, but maybe he's going to be good enough to be a functional QB too. We'll find out. But I don't think it's decided. I don't think it's written in stone. Sorry, my wife's asking me if I'm on. I don't understand. Why doesn't you just go to the channel and see? She got a phone. Hit the YouTube button. Go to Jets Chaos and see if I'm online. Charles, what's going on? Do you think Zach should sit and just learn and we bring in a vet backup? Anyone but Flacco. Laughing out loud. Look, I would rather have that if that's what's better for Zach. But it's his third year. And off seasons count. They grow during the off season. So we just have to see. Maybe Hackett's going to do some good stuff with him. We just have to see. I won't complain about it. But I'll tell you this. If they bring in some veteran like Josh Johnson, to me, is the obvious, if he's still available, standout guy. Because he knows the system. He goes back and forth between us and San Francisco. It's not a good sign for Zach ever being a player in this league if he can't beat out Josh Johnson for the number 2 spot. But you know what? I don't think it's going to be a decision that's made right away. I think that these guys are going to have a chance to win jobs in camp. I think they're going to have a chance to compete. Not against AROD, but for the QB2 spot, I think they can compete for it. We'll see how he does in preseason. Because this year Zach is going to play a lot of preseason this year. Slim pickings in the quarterback market if the unthinkable happens. It is. We just have to hope that AROD is what he has been for the majority of his career, available. Peter Ali is in the house. What's going on, brother? All right, you keep listening, man. Make that chicken piccata. If you have the pasta, make the pasta in the same sauce as the piccata. Get that piccata. Get that lemon caper sauce all over that pasta, man. And if you don't have pasta, do it on rice. It works on rice, too. And now, I'm waiting for Che Douglas, as a chef, what he thinks when I give this advice. I'm wondering if his eyebrow kind of went up and he goes, rice is okay for chicken piccata sauce. This is the time to be confident. That's right. And it's the time to remember, because it will not last forever. I'm always amazed. YouTube, let's you be called Cho. Oh, you're talking to him. Steven Sichel. Bury Zach deep in the Meadowlands. Not a Zach fan. Jets may look to XFL for backup quarterback. Those guys are bad, man. The XFL, they're bad. I'm sorry, but they're just horrendous. Gary Peters. Packers fans say they have the Jets by the balls, but what if we talk the Rodgers and deal after the draft? Yeah, look, it's a joke. Both teams have some leverage. But what they're talking about in the media is a joke. I don't even believe that Green Bay is asking for that much. Again, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what logical argument is there? The guy was going to retire. We are doing them a favor We're taking up to $40 to $60 million of cap hit off of their books. They shouldn't be too greedy about everything else. Sneakers to boots. Mahomes, AR. At MetLife, December. Snow for first place. Wow. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And dude, what I like about that is meaningful games, Sneakers. Meaningful games. Right? We made it into December with some meaningful games. Now I want to compete in those meaningful games, not like last year. So now, meaningful games that we're competing in, but meaningful games not for a wild card spot. Meaningful games for division, for number 1 and 2 seeds, playing for freaking bye weeks. Another super chat. Thank you, Indy Cole. I appreciate it. Follow up, be good. If Zach was part of a trade, it's hard. It's difficult because if we trade him pre June 1st, it still costs us, I think, $15 million cap hit or something. I think it's a little less. Because if we cut him, it's $20 million. But unfortunately, you don't trade away the cap, the dead cap hit on bonus, and the way Zach's contract is structured, there's no way out of the money. That's why we're keeping him, because he cost $11 million to keep, $11 million to keep. He cost $20 million to cut, probably $15 to trade. Probably a little better if we trade him after June 1st, though. I don't see anybody taking it, though. Why would anybody want Zach's contract? Nobody in this league nobody in this league, I think, believes that much in Zach Wilson anymore. So Mariota signed with the Eagles. Oh, he's garbage anyway. No Rice. Chaos, I will add Joe Flacco as Zach personal coach. What do you think? I think Zach his real personal coach is better, but I think that the Jets now have better coaches on the offensive side. So I don't think we need Joe Flacco to be a coach. He's not really the coaching type. I mean, if he wanted to be a coach, but he said that he doesn't. Like he said, he goes, I'm not really interested in ending my career, even like as a player. I'm not really interested in I'm not an asshole. Like he'll give advice if he's asked, but it's not the role he likes. It's not who he is. But if he decided he wants to be a coach and the Jets hired him, I wouldn't complain. Nah, you're good with that. I've done our shares of piccata. Rice is nice. Yeah, rice absorbs sauces really well. To me, I used to like it as a kid with tomato sauce. Like my mom used to mix up with rice for me. Like it, now I wouldn't like it so much. It'd be a little, not so good, but with some hot sauce maybe. Sorry, guys. I told you I'm going to be coughing for 2 months now. All the old school people are coming back. I'm going to get to them, but I see Tom. First sneakers to boots. Now I see Tom. It's crazy. If Rodgers retires Green Bay, I'm going to be able to afford the bathroom attendants. Never mind the players. Exactly, Nalty. This is Wilson's dream scenario. He gets to learn behind Rodgers. Maybe he gets better. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah. Look, there's no excuses after this. Good coaching staff. Good, Hall of Fame quarterback. His idol. This is it. You can't say he didn't have every opportunity after this year. So we'll see what happens for him. But it's good to see you, Tom. It's really good to see you, man. K. Newman, 2 Super Bowl games with Rodgers. Then Zach takes the Jets to the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be something? I'm sure Jets Forever would love that scenario. Right? I don't think there's any question about that. He would love that scenario. But, man, it's Friday night. This week went by fast because of me being sick. So I kind of lost my vacation, guys. I'm kind of sad and bummed. But, we've been the last couple of days, we've been going out, been taking my dad's car and picking up great food. We had a whole setup in the garage door open, set up the computer. We watched an episode of Ted Lasso. We watched there's a great show. I think it's HBO, Shrinking, that we've been enjoying, and we still haven't seen the finale of the Last of Us or something. So we've been loving that show. John Wolford, huh? All right. I don't care who it is because I'm gonna try to think that AROD's not getting hurt. I'm really thinking that we trade back from 13. Top 2 tackles will likely be gone, and there's no standout receiver this year. I don't touch Carter with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, look, if we traded back to like 23, 24 and still got Anton, the tackle, and then added on a second or third round pick and a first rounder next year, you're not going to see me complaining about it. So, what kind of music do I listen to? I'm very eclectic because my dad I grew up in the house of a musician. My dad grew up we leave Brooklyn on the weekends and go to Philadelphia for folk festivals. And my dad played bluegrass. And so I got into all, Bob Dylan and, and the folk festivals and all that whole world, Pete Seeger and Peter, Paul, and Mary, like as a kid. Like I just knew all that stuff. And then through my best friend who played the guitar next door, he got me into, like, because he was a couple of years older, he got me into everyone, the Beatles and classic rock and, Maiden and Judas Priest and Ozzy and, with Black Sabbath and Pink Floyd and The Who and The Doors and Zeppelin and just all that stuff. So I grew up loving all that stuff. And, I love Billy Joel too, though. I grew up with Billy Joel also. So I like the softer rock also. And then, the top 40 was okay. Like when I was a teenager, I was like all the other kids. I liked all the other shit that was out at that time. Then I got into U2, but then I went into, when I got a little older, I got into the whole grunge thing. And then I got into the whole Neil Young genre, Wilco and Uncle Tupelo and all that stuff. But I like a lot of stuff. Tom Petty. I mean, I love Tom Petty. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not really, I don't really, and I like Madonna, believe it or not. I don't care what people say. Madonna was great for fucking 4 decades. She adjusted to the times, adjusted to what was going on in the world, and kept her music relevant. I respect that. So like, I'm not saying I went out and bought Madonna albums, but I mean, when they play Madonna, it's like, she's good. Like her music's good. And I like rap too, man. Eminem and Run DMC when I was a kid, and Curtis Blow and Boogie Down Productions. And like, I got it. Like, I'm all over the place. I appreciate it all. I just love music. So, but the number one thing is when it comes down to it, most of my life was about classic rock. And I love Bruce Springsteen, of course. And Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi, not as much. I mean, I like Bon Jovi, but Bruce Springsteen, yeah. Bruce, Born to Run. Come on, I grew up on that. Any thoughts on the AFC going on with free? Any thoughts on the AFC incest going on with free agents? Yeah, it's just common because they know them. You know them. You get to see them play on the field, so you end up liking them because of what? Because you play against them and you see, oh, that guy hurt us, so now you want him on your team. That's what I think it has to do with. It's familiarity. I don't buy into the whole secret spy kind of thing. I don't think any of that matters. Jeremy, ever watch Suits? My wife and I binge watch that. I'll give it a try. I haven't. We were watching that show Billions. Isn't it coming out? It may even be out already, and I don't know. We were watching that show. That was a crazy show, man. Crazy show. We like that one. Hey, Chaos, how you doing? Mentioned it before, but you may have missed it. Mail received. Thank you very much. Glad to say. Oh, yeah, I got that. You got that. I'm glad you got it, man. I'm glad you got it. Oh, man, it took me forever to get that stuff shipped, but yeah. That's why I don't like to do giveaways. It's not that I have tons of stuff to give away, guys. It's the shipping. Because because I don't have time to go to a post office and do it the cheap way. So I go to the store and I buy one of those envelopes that's like, $10, whatever you could shove in there. So it's costing me $10 to send something to people. It's more than the prize that I'm giving away. So that's why I avoid giving stuff away. It's like I wish I could, like, if I was showing up somewhere where a lot of people were going to be there, I'd rather do it that way where I'm just handing you the stuff. But I just got to figure out like a better way to ship things and send prizes because I got a lot of stuff to give away. I do. I mean, it's not relative to football completely. It's basketball cards, football cards, baseball cards, and then unopened baseball packs of old cards and tons of Star Wars toys. So, yeah, Eric Clapton was great. George Jones. You see, I won't say I won't say no to anyone. Right? I grew up on all this stuff. It was weird because two different worlds of music. At the live music from my dad and all his friends, and all that music in my life, and then I had all this music on the radio and on albums. So. But Eric Clapton, yeah, man, Tears in Heaven, my God, Jesus, cocaine, like some of the songs, his voice, guy was like, he's a drug. He's his own drug when he plays, right? He just sucks you in. I actually saw the Rolling Stones in Shea Stadium. I want to say about 1988-ish. And Eric Clapton came out, guys. Whoa, that was hardcore. I didn't know that was going to happen. We were sitting there, kind of like the equivalent of first base, behind first base. Pretty good seats, box seats. And I think the stage was kind of like in between home plate and third, I want to say. That's like in my brain. That's how I'm remembering it. And Eric Clapton came out, man, with the Stones. It's things like that. Sick. Absolutely sick. I've been to a lot of good shows. Not lately, but in my lifetime, I've been to a lot of good shows, especially when I moved to California. I used to see a lot of good stuff. My first ever concert was 1983. I was 12 years old. My older neighbor, 2 years older, he was the head of the group, took us into the city by train from Brooklyn, went to Madison Square Garden, and we saw Motley Crue open up for Ozzy Osbourne 2 weeks before Ozzy threw them off the tour. It was the Bark at the Moon tour. And never forget that. $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate it. You just being all lovey-dovey with me, man. I super appreciate it. Thank you. It helps out, man. It really does. Running this channel, man, it has some cost to it. So it's like getting this money kind of helps balance it out and everything. So I appreciate it. I can see Arizona trade a conditional 24th for Zach while Murray is hurt. If Zach plays well, they could trade him for a better pick. Thoughts? Yeah, man, look, if they have a way to pick it up, maybe they give us money. They have to somehow, I don't know how to make up the cap space for trading them. That's the problem. And it's got to be post June 1st. That's the thing. It's got to come after June 1st. So it doesn't, because then I think we could at least spread the cap casualty. But I don't think we could. I mean, it's really a $5 million cap hit if it's 15, because we're going to take the $10 million hit now anyway. So then we would take a $15 million hit instead of 10. So it's really a difference of 5. I don't see it happening, honestly. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying I wouldn't love it. I don't think it's likely. I think that we dragged his name through the mud. I don't think anybody's thinking Zach Wilson's the answer for them. But I could be wrong. Maybe somebody loved him in college, right? But Jason, thanks so much for the super chat, man. Again, super appreciate it. Well, I think that he should wear 12 if Joe Namath really is serious. I think he should revisit it with him. Say, were you serious? Are you sure? And if he says yes, don't insult the old man. Johnny Marahiel will tell you, as an old fella himself, that when an old fella offers you something, whether it's their number or money or a prize or something, take this book, take this old thing of mine. You don't say no. You don't turn him down. It's disrespectful. So if Joe Namath says to Aaron Rodgers, hey, I want you to take my number, I'm serious about it, wear the number 12, you don't say no. You don't disrespect them. Indie Cult 77 again. With another, is this another one? What is it? Gee, all right. Thanks, man. You guys are great. I really appreciate the super chats. Would you spend cash? Would you spend cash for a home playoff game? And gotta know favorite meal. Oh, you gotta know favorite meal. Yeah, it depends how much cash. I mean, I also for a home playoff game, you have to understand that means I have to fly to New York. I have a free place to stay. I never have to worry about, my best friend growing up was like my family. Lives in Staten Island near the Outer Bridge. So, I mean, I got my place to stay. But it depends on how much because I got to pay for the flight and it's hard for work. Like it depends on work and if I can get the time off. It's hard in education because if the kids are in school, it's hard to take time off. Although for that, what am I taking? I take a Friday off. I take the Thursday red eye. I take the Monday off. I return to work by Tuesday, right? So I miss 2 days of work. Yeah, I mean, I'd want to go, Indy. I mean, I'd want to. And favorite meal? Pizza's my favorite food. I don't know if I'm going to say that's my favorite meal. Usually, it's part of it. Like when one of the things I love, like a perfect meal for me, is on Mulberry Street in Little Italy in the city. There's a place called Danico's. Now, Danico's has a margarita pizza that is a top 25 pizza in the city, maybe top 30, but like a very, very good high-end margarita pizza, like very good. And when we go with my friends, we always get one as an appetizer. So I get that little fix of pizza, and then I'll get like we were talking before, chicken masala, chicken piccata, something like that. Ziti, same sauce. So that's to me a great meal. And Peter Luger's. If I'm in the mood for steak, Peter Luger's. I can't argue with that. Like I'm not gonna never leave. I mean, But then again, I can go to a great deli, Katz's Deli. I get myself a pastrami on club. I'm a very happy guy. But if I had to pick one, I mean, I guess I couldn't do it that often. It would get old really fast. But it's a one-time thing right now. If someone said, I'm going to take you anywhere you want for dinner, Jeremy, where do you want to go in the world? I'll take it right there, and we're going to go and have dinner. I would say Peter Luger's. Peter Luger's. Medium rare. Thank you so much for the super chat, Brian. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing? It's John the Postman, Pure Adrenaline Sports. What's up, brother? Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, man, I'm feeling fine except for this cough. I just can't get the cough to go away. So it'd be nice if I can get the freaking cough to go away, What are you talking about, Harlan? Corned beef. Oh, you're talking about what you made for St. Patrick's Day. Ah. What's up, brother? Hope you're feeling better. Oh, I already read that. I'm feeling okay. I just got this cough. Rogers is wear number 8, and Moore should change his. I guess he could do that. Why would he want number 8, though? Is that his college number? You know how much I care about numbers? I don't even have an answer because that's how little I care about numbers. I'm more of a, not to be corny or anything, but Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare. What is what is a name? It's not an arm or a leg. Well, what is a number? I really don't care about numbers, to be honest. Yeah, Minshew signed with somebody. I think he signed with the Colts, which makes sense. He followed his coach. So, can't act surprised there. Gamer Tube. The Highwaymen? Southern Central Park. You talking about the Highwaymen? You talking about Willie Nelson and Cash when they all teamed up? I was a Highwayman. No. Did we sign a center calling from Baltimore? I don't think we did. I didn't hear about it. I don't think we did, but if you ever want to know, if you go to Free Agent Tracker, just Google Free Agent Tracker, NFL Free Agent Tracker. We'll give you the whole list. You can see every free agent, where they are, where they went, the whole thing. If they're still available, how much they got paid. Oh, he's more of a guard. We'll get a center, guys. It's gonna happen. Chicken Alfredo. That's mess. Any bar mitzvah pictures on the wall? It's a wedding picture, I think, behind me, right? What is that? No. But one day I'll show. My dad scanned every picture, 3,000, 4,000 pictures of my childhood. So he's gonna share it. I'm gonna break down all the pictures, and I'll have some fun and show some pictures. I got plenty of bar mitzvah pictures, so that's an easy one. Do I know Zabar's? I lived on 81st in Amsterdam, so yeah, I know Zabar's. I used to live there in the city. I was like, we go to Zabar's for on Saturday mornings and pick up lox. We go to another place, get the bagels, the cream cheese. How could you choose? Well, Peter Luger's, it's easy to choose. They don't even give you a menu. If you know what you're doing at Peter Luger's, he just looks at you and he goes, everything? He's like, yeah, give me everything. The home fries, the spinach, one shrimp cocktail, the bacon, like medium rare. That's how you order at Peter Luger's. You go to Peter Luger's and you just say, medium rare, I want the bacon, I want the shrimp cocktail, I want the home fries, I want the spinach. That's it. Yeah, man. I love them, dude. Waiting for the train. Anthony G with a big super chat. You guys are in generous mood tonight. I don't know what to say. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. My egghead. Haven't had time to catch much love lately. Missed you, crazy mofos. Well, what's going on, Anthony? It's good to see you. It's been a crazy week. So, much live. Well, I'm glad you're here now, man, on a Friday night. I appreciate that you're here now. It's Friday night, and you're catching me now. So it's good to see you. Love you, bro. You're one of my OGs right from the beginning. And then look who it is. Look who it is. But Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Aunt Gina. Where would any of us be without Aunt Gina? There'd be no Green Bean. Without Green Bean, there'd be no me. Well, there'd be a me, but you wouldn't know me. So it all comes down to that. Aunt Gina, the Jet fan. Everybody give her a shout hello. Send her some love. It is Aunt Gina. I missed you too. We got to get you back on the show. We got to get you on Green Bean Show. Remember we had you on? That was great. It was a great time. Oh, I got a cough again. What we really need is for Aunt Gina to show up in Coney Island before next year. Like before the game, when we go to Coney Island, you need to be one of the people that show up there and go on the Cyclone. You'll have a fun time. It'll be fun. But so we got a punter today. We got our old punter back. Not our old punter. We got our fill-in punter back that we should have never given away, apparently. So it's nice that we got him back. And he seems really happy to be back. There's a picture of him on Twitter with his girlfriend jumping on top of him, celebrating. So apparently he likes playing for the Jets, which is nice to see. Am I feeling better or worse? I'm not feeling worse. I just have this cough. And I don't think it's a symptom like I'm sick with a cough. It's whenever I've ever gotten sick in my life, I cough for weeks. I don't know what it is. But anytime I'm sick, I then cough for 2-3 weeks. But I have no other symptoms. I feel fine. I'm a little more tired. I mean, each day I get less tired. Like 2 days ago, I was wiped. Yesterday, I was a little wiped. Now I have more energy than I've had since before I got sick. So, just getting better and better. New York Jets, Florida. What's going on, man? Number 16 be the one. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Which schools? And does anybody know how NC State did? I know they were playing Creighton or something. But I forgot about that, man. Games, NCAA. I didn't fill out any brackets. Stupid me. I was too busy being sick. This was a weird year. I didn't get to follow college basketball. It was a weird year. But we'll get back on track. Flight is on Sunday. Get home, get back to normal, get my life back together, Purdue and FTU. Wow. That's wild. When a 16 beats a 1, that is just absolutely wild, man. Man, that's like the 16. I mean, the number 1 seed. They're thinking they got this chance to win. They want to win a national championship. They show up against some team that freaking limped in, or won some conference that no one ever heard of. You're playing against kids, man. You probably got 4 or 5-star recruits on your team playing against teams where they just had walk-ons, people that had to fight for scholarships. It's absolutely crazy. But basketball's a team game. So it's beautiful about it. I love this. Get a forkful of horseradish. I'm not having any problem breathing. I don't have any sinuses. I did in the beginning, but I haven't taken Sudafed in 4 days. I'm fine. Just this cough. And I'm not coughing as much like this much normally. This is when I'm talking. My throat gets scratchy and dry, so part of it is that too. By the way, went to Vegas and got sick as hell, fatigue, nasal congestion, etc. Did you test? Maybe you had COVID. But, yeah. Zach will be okay. He'll be the next starter after Rodgers. Well, that would be great for us. It'd be great if we don't have to worry about who our next quarterback is, right? I'm not going to bet money on it, but I'm also going to root for it, and I'm not going to say it's impossible. So people like to live in the extremes. I love Zach. I hate Zach. He's going to be great. He's great. He's garbage. I don't know. It's not looking good. I'll say that. It's very rare. Normally at this point of a person's career, after what's happened to him, if you look at similar stories, it's not looking good. But does that make it impossible? No. It's not impossible. Everybody writes their own story. Kid's got ability. The kid's got talent. But man, I heard someone say they weren't nice about it, man. They said, come on, well, this wasn't just a bust. This is the worst quarterback in the NFL ever. And I was like, come on. There was worse. There were guys that they wouldn't even put out on the field. Yeah. I think Zach wants it to be his way. He wants to come out and do his fancy smancy stuff and throw his deep passes and score big touchdowns. And he's got to realize in this league, that's not the way you do it. You got to learn to just take what they give you, dump the ball off, check down. Then you get faster and faster. Your brain starts to read the defenses better. You start to feel more comfortable. And then you start becoming faster. And then you don't have to check it down as much. So we'll see if he ever learns. The right corner, there's a phlegm shot. Yeah, that's true. Josh Rosen was far worse. That is true. Yeah, look, if Aaron Rodgers comes to this team and we win a Super Bowl, nobody's going to suddenly, no one's going to talk about, JD and Zach as much anymore, right? And if Rodgers retires, it's going to stink having to replace him. And yeah, well, come on. If we win a Super Bowl for a few years, we're going to be on a pretty good high until we start to get itchy again. Now, I think we have the talent that I'm going to want a replacement. I'm not going to just sit there and say, okay, we won the Super Bowl. Let's just sit there and twiddle our thumbs. This is a young team with a young core that's going to be around for a while. So no matter what happens, The pollen here is, SC, so bad my throat closes. I've had COVID 4 times already, even had vaccines. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if there's any pollen here or what. I get sick and I cough. Maybe when I go back to Sacramento, the dry air will help. Although it's not dry air anymore in Sacramento. It's now magically become one of the rainiest cities in the world. All right. Good night, Anchina. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. And, whoever sees him first, say hello to Green Bean. Okay. Wow, I didn't expect so many people to be here on a Friday night. I appreciate everybody showing up. It's very nice of you to be here supporting the show. The only way Rodgers retires after 1 year is if the Jets win the Super Bowl this season. Well, then I guess I'm rooting for him to retire. Because I'd rather win a Super Bowl and have him for 1 year than not win a Super Bowl and have him for 2. So, suffer. I love the way you use the word suffer, John Nolte. John Nolte, have you really suffered? Like in the relative grand scheme of things of the world, have you really suffered in your life, John Nolte? You went from New York to Florida, and you're complaining about the suffering. Oh, you traded him for. Now you're in love. Now you love him. He's saying, Well, I know you had to suffer through that guy, that young kid that used to be on this channel. Remember that annoying channel? That annoying kid? Chiefs Live. What is going on, my friend? How is everyone? We're good, man. We are thinking that maybe, just maybe, when we play the Chiefs, hopefully it'll be late in the season, and we'll actually be playing for something very real, like seeding, and bye weeks, and fun things like that. But we're doing well. And it's going to be interesting when we play you guys. It's going to be interesting. But the Jets are going to be interesting. That's all I could say. The Jets are going to be interesting. Chiefs are always interesting because you got the best quarterback alive right now, which makes the Chiefs interesting. But when they play each other, always going to be very interesting. And, they've never played each other where so much is on the line, right? Because now they're the same conference. So it's going to be something. But it's going to happen, Alexio. It's going to happen. It's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be interesting to see how the Jets defense and Salah line is able to match up against, Kansas City. It's going to be interesting. I'm just hoping Kansas City has one of their regular season off games. One of their off kind of games where they're just not as good. They're not, because sometimes they don't show up as much in the regular season, right? They have off games. We should concede to the Dolphins. They got Mike effing White. What does that even mean, concede? You're better. You have Mike White. Okay, we give up. We forfeit. Marcus Morenza, love your work and dedication. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's nice to read stuff like that. So thank you. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you watching. I truly do. Tonight would have been kind of lonely in this room because, again, I'm still stuck quarantined. So It's kind of nice to have you guys. It's kind of nice to know. Well, at least I could stream tonight. Last night kept me busy. Thursday, thick of it. Then I had the Wednesday show the night before, but I wasn't feeling great, so I ended it early. But it's good to have things in your life, Happy Patty's Day. What's going on, Jets 8:30, my friend? It's good to see you. A happy Jets fan. Imagine that. It's rare. It's rare we get to be happy. But here we are, happy. Milano's Mike Ribs cartilage in his shoulder pads. He killed him. Let's hope we never get AROD hit like that. I think if everyone who went to the Fins, I'll miss Feeney the most. Who will crush a beer can with his head in the summer now? That group is gone, though, in a sense. It's kind of sad, like when you think about it, because that was like Zach Wilson and Feeney, like those guys. But now it's Sauce and Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, like and JJ. Whoa. I have to admit, I like your channel better, Jeremy. You can have a discussion here, and some of the other pages with 1,500 people in the chat is not for me. I know the problem is maintaining that, Billy. It's about maintaining that, right? Because it's kind of have like this conflicting thing. I love being, let's call it a mom and pop channel. Let's call it that. At the same time, you want to grow and get bigger. But if I grew and got bigger and ever, like, it's like when they say, be careful what you wish for. Because, like, let's say I did get bigger and bigger. Let's say it exploded one day. Or let's just say over time it got as big as these other channels, as the panel and all those guys. Then I can't do this. Maybe I set up a membership thing where when you join, rather than just get emoticons, maybe I really will do a Zoom call or something. So it's 20, 30 people and we can have a discussion. For the people who want to be members, and it's just like a $2, $3 a month. Nothing big, just a cup of coffee a month, just to do it. So maybe that's the answer. Like, because I don't know what the answer is when the channel gets big. I don't know what the answer is, but I try really hard to make sure I get to as many chats as I can and answer as many questions about my opinions when you want my opinion, or read out your opinion and give my response to it. Try to do that as much as I can. You know what I mean, brother? So, and I will. I'll always try to do that. So, 2 mistakes JG made. Mike LaFleur, okay, and losing MW. Mike White. Yeah, well, I mean, the Mike White thing is he got $8 million. He got $8 million for 2 years. So it's hard to, what could you do? We're not going to pay him $8 million for 2 years. So we're paying Zach $10 million already. Who's your favorite Jet on offense and defense of all time? Of all time. I've said it in the past, obviously Klecko and Gastineau in the New York Sack Exchange. And I love James Hasty. I really love James Hasty. Lance Mel. Loved Lance Mel. Man, it's hard though. It's hard to. Right now I really love Sauce. I know that's a cop out, but I really love Sauce. I'll just go with Gastineau. Really blew it because the answer was easy. Gastineau until the end of his career. What he did, he really blew it. I love James Hasty. I know he wasn't a big star, but I really love James Hasty. He was a cornerback in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I loved him. I just loved the player. He never shut up. Always talking, yap, 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 as bad as we were. So I loved him. Favorite player on offense? Freeman McNeil or Wesley Walker. Probably Freeman. I love Freeman McNeil. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Green Bay fan. Maybe you have a perspective. I mean, talked about it a little bit before, but just about what the compensation would be. I think that the media knows nothing, so I don't think any of us really have any idea. Like, I don't listen to anything the main street media is saying. I really don't. I have no idea what the compensation is. If it's players, a combination of picks and players, I don't know. I don't know what they're saying in Green Bay. I know that both teams need the deal to happen. That's what I know. Only you maintain the proper funk. Hang in there. Thanks. Keep that funky music till you die. We'll make a Super Bowl. I don't know. It's a good question, dude. I don't know. They charge a lot of money. I went to a Super Bowl before. I didn't go to the game. So there's two different ways to go. You don't have to go to the game. You can go for the week, for the experience. Because it's a hell of a week, the Super Bowl week. Hell of a week. So it's not easy for me to do that these days, though, with the way my work is. So it's hard to take time off. Like, I don't get to pick my time off. They kind of pick it for me. One day when I retire. Yeah, the money for a Super Bowl is crazy, but you can still go down for the week, depending on where it is. You go there for a week if you can get a hotel room in advance and not pay too much. There's a lot of fun things that go on, a lot of activities and events. What did Gastineau do? Gastineau, at the end of his career, first, some people are still mad at the penalty, like that cost us the chance to go to a Super Bowl, maybe. The roughing the passer, late hit, roughing. That cost us the game against Cleveland in the playoffs in '86. But that he left the team in the middle of the season the next year for a woman, Bridget Nielsen, who was married to Rocky Balboa. She was in Rocky IV, the one who played the Russian girl. I am afraid for my husband's life. The fight will have to be in Russia. That Bridget Nielsen. She also played with Red something, like Red Herring or something on Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, she had this crazy romance with Mark Gastineau. They were like running all around town together, and he left the team for her. So people didn't like that when you leave in the middle of the season and abandon your team. Jeremy, naming guys from way back, so you're no spring chicken either. No, I'm no spring chicken, bro. No spring chicken. You got a few years on me, though, Nolte, but not that much. I think you got about 8, 9, 10 years on me. Twisted, he may have finished, but they had to take him out for a while. Should we have to give around the first round pick? I don't think we should have to give a first round pick, but it's really hard to value things, to create value. You have a player in Rodgers who's in his last year, possibly. He's only going to play one season. How much draft capital are you willing to give up for a guy who might only play one season? That's the question. And the question for Green Bay is, what are you getting out of it? We're taking $60 million of dead cap hit off of you. We are freeing you to move on with Jordan Love. So how much compensation does it equate to? I don't know. That's for those guys to have to work out. If we win a Super Bowl, it's worth anything that they want, right? I mean, in a sense. That's why I don't mind a contingency pick for next year. Win a Super Bowl, you can have our number one pick next year. I'll make that deal in a second. In a second. Sergio, too bad Rodgers threw Murphy under the bus on McAfee's. That upset Packer management. Rodgers should have waited until after the deal was signed. Yeah, well, he's going to win the popularity contest overall in Green Bay because at the end of the day, if the deal doesn't happen and everything blows up in the face of Green Bay, that president's going to get fired. So, I was under the weather. I'm better now, except a cough. I'm one of these people that, and maybe some people could relate to this. When I'm sick and I get better, I cough for 2 weeks. The cough is the last thing to go away from me. I don't know what it is, but I just cough and cough and cough. Sure that they were asking too much. Well, yeah, they're going to ask too much, and the Jets are going to offer too little. Right? But then they're all going to have to put their grown-up pants on and work something out. But I understand that Green Bay is going to start by wanting to get everything they can. And the Jets are going to want to start by giving away as little as they can. But the reason we don't want to give away a valuable pick like a number one pick this year is we need the pick. Our offensive line breaks down every year, riddled with injuries. We need to bring in another number one pick, a 13th pick. We need to bring in one of the top tackles in the draft and add insurance into that line. And we need a number two pick to get a center. Like, we've got to solidify the line because I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Aaron Rodgers. You got to have an offensive line. So that's probably our counter back. Not that Green Bay cares about our problems, but that's what JD is thinking. He's like, I can't give these guys our picks. We still got some work to do in the draft. We still need some help. We're not there yet. We were close. We built a great core, and Aaron Rodgers would really put us close. But we need a few more pieces. We're missing a couple of pieces. You guys want to play Kansas City? You want to play Buffalo in the playoffs and beat them, and then or Cincinnati and then beat Kansas City? You want to win 2 games in a row like that? Cincinnati, Kansas City, or Buffalo, Kansas City, and then go into a Super Bowl and you know, whoever it is there? We need more. We need either a better offensive line. We need another weapon, maybe a flashy safety like Brian Branch on defense. We just need something. We need more spark. So that's what it is. I would give them a second rounder for every year that Rodgers plays. I mean, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Did I drink the Pepsi? No. My dad drinks Diet Pepsi now, so it's gross. I have no interest in it. But when we were kids, man, it was regular Pepsi. Manny, kill him. They drank your Pepsi, Manny. Kill him. I want him dead. Dead as a doornail, Manny. I think both teams have leverage. Pretty even. Both teams need to compromise. We get more, if not for that huge Rodgers contract. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If there was no money, there's no question that there would be more leverage for Green Bay. Because then Green Bay would say, well, you just want AROD for free? It's the money. There's a lot of money at stake here. I mean, and there's dead cap space when he's gone. Dead cap space. In 25 and 2024, 25, there's dead cap space. Like $40 million of dead cap space in 25 and 26 that has to be dealt with. So it's not easy. I've heard that. I heard that Pepsi could be used as a cleaner. So isn't that amazing? But people, some people, they like Coke, they like Pepsi. I was in a deli a few weeks ago in California. There was like a little bodega or whatever, hole in the wall. And I walked in and I looked at the fridge because I was thirsty. And there was RC, like a bottle of RC Cola. So I bought it. And you know what it reminded me of, drinking RC Cola? It reminded me of a Met game. Because that's what they sold at Shea Stadium back in the day. RC Cola. Dr. Pepper. The Packers should give us picks for taking it. Well, that's what some people were joking. People said, for all we know, Joe Douglas is saying, what are you talking about? We expect you to give us some picks. Really, I think they're far apart. For it to take this long, they must be really far apart. They must have very different ideas of what the compensation should be. So, 1985. What is RC Cola? RC is short for Royal Crown Cola. And for a long time, Matt Smith, they were the number 3 cola product. They used to be 3. It was Coke and Pepsi and RC Cola, a real competitor. They were the number 3, kind of like it used to be McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. There was a time. Where those were the big 3. But then for a long time, it was just McDonald's, Burger King. Wendy's kind of faded away because they went corporate and they got lousy. But for a while, Wendy's was really yummy and good. Big, square, juicy burgers. An old lady in their commercial going, "Where's the beef?" But those days are gone now. I think we need help with our linebacker. Maybe use a draft pick and possible middle linebacker replacement. Yeah. Look, there's some guys that would be there in the 4th round even. Some guys that, well, there's a guy from Tulane named Dorian Williams, I think. He'd be a great pickup. But he might move up in the draft because I heard a lot of scouts showed up to watch him play in Tulane in the Tulane Pro Day. A bunch of teams sent their linebacker coaches. So he's not such a secret that we were hoping he is. We were hoping he was going to be a secret that just the Jets knew about. What happened to Jack in the Box? They had a food poisoning case. They never bounced back. I mean, they're still there. They're all over California. There's Jack in the Box where I work. There's one, on the main strip. But they never got the popularity back. They were on a roll. They were really doing well, and then there was a major food poisoning thing. And that really set them back, and now they're just struggling. Not struggling, but I'm just saying now they're just in the pack. Carl Jr.'s, Hardy's on the East Coast. But now you got all these new kind of players, like the In-N-Out Burger and the Shake Shack, and you got these, Smash Burger. You got all these new players doing the fresh thing. And so the cycle goes. McDonald's, though, will always rule the day. At least it feels that way. McDonald's will always rule the day. But one of the ways that McDonald's does it is every single McDonald's is the same for the most part, unless you go international. So you could be in freaking Iowa and go into a McDonald's, and it's going to taste like the freaking McDonald's in New York or New Jersey or in California. It's McDonald's. That's their magic. Consistency. Shake Shack has already failed. Me and my wife lived near in the Upper West Side, the second Shake Shack to ever exist. And every time you went in there, it was the perfect thing. It was a dream. It was juicy and amazing and incredible. Shake Shack in Sacramento, dry, overcooked every time. Extra, too salty, not the same. They couldn't do it. They're not able to maintain that consistency. It's everything. Now, who's great at maintaining the consistency other than McDonald's? In-N-Out Burger. They're just not, I know they haven't made it past Arizona yet, I don't think. Maybe they made it to Colorado. If you ever go to an In-N-Out Burger, it's not going to be the best burger you ever eat in your life. It's fast food. But it's consistent. They're all good. They're all fresh. And it's dirt cheap. It's for the price of McDonald's, except it's real fresh meat. It's like so much better quality for the same price. Is it the best burger you're going to eat? No. No, of course not. It's a freaking fast food restaurant. That's why people get so mad. Why is it, it's not so good? Of course it's not so good. It's fast food. But if you like fast food burgers, it's freaking good. So, Long John Silver's, I remember them. I see them sometimes. You like Blaze Pizza, huh? Okay. That's what happens when you go to Florida. There's some good places in Florida if you look. You can find some good old Brooklyn-style football pizza if you really try. No way, McDonald's still puts in the cringe gag. Oh, the mustard on the burgers. Yep. And they used to not do it in New York. That was the one thing that was different about New York. Not McDonald's. Burger King used to not put mustard on the hamburgers in New York. And then one day, at least the city, and then we went to upstate New York, Port Jervis, went into a Burger King and got the hamburgers, and my brother Matthew started cursing. He goes, "What the F? There's mustard on this effing burger." And he wanted to throw it back at them. I did not. I've never eaten at All American in Massapequa. I got married in Massapequa, but I did not eat at All American. But I think I've heard of it. I don't think you're the first person to bring it up. So maybe one day. Maybe one day, Tony Alexio. Yeah, it's ridiculous that they put the mustard on, John. But I don't know. Kind of. I mean, when I go to McDonald's, what do I get? I don't even know what I get anymore. I'm on a diet. I don't get anything. On their Whopper, they use ketchup and mayo, but on their hamburger, they put mustards, some of them, depending on where in the country you are. But mustard, yeah, they do the mustard. It's kind of weird. So, I mean, who knows why? I had a great cheesesteak today from a hot dog place called Clues, Coney Island in Raleigh. It's a campus place by NC State. And they get the bread from Philly, the Osmoroso's bread, and they do the grill with the steak. So I had a very nice cheesesteak. So it was very nice. Then my wife got me this. She went into Wegmans. There's a Wegmans in North Carolina. She got me an apple pie. And then it said apple pie. And then I opened it up. It's a cherry pie. Am I going to cry about it? No, I'm going to eat it. But it's not the same as an apple pie. I'll tell you that. I mean, when you're expecting that nice cinnamony apple pie, and then it's these, the mushy cherries instead with the tang, it's a different experience. So, what could you do? What could you do? Green Bay's reputation would be trashed. Oh, if they piss off Aaron Rodgers, right? Yeah. So look, guys, this is the way it is. I only got a few minutes left. This is the way it is. We're going to get Aaron Rodgers. It's going to come at some price. Hopefully it won't mess with our top 3 picks this year by some miracle, because I really think that we can make the team a lot better with our top 3 picks. Yeah, man, I'm doing fine. Just got the cough. Just coughing it all out now. But thanks for asking. I appreciate you. So hopefully we get our 3 picks. If we don't, we don't. But hopefully we get those top 3 picks at least. A lot of talent we could add. A lot of talent in the draft. We could definitely, bulk up the offensive line, get a good defensive tackle, linebacker, safety. There's a lot we can add in the draft. Let's hope that happens. Now, I think that talking with Tego is on. So I think we overlapped a little bit. I don't want to overlap with him too much. So Talking Jets with Tego is live now. If you guys want to keep this going, Talk Jets, I believe he is live. I can't confirm that because I'm on my computer talking to you guys, but I believe that Talking Jets with Tego Talking Jets with Tego is live. So if you still want to talk Jets and everything, bounce over there. Bounce over to my guy Tego. I'm sure he's given some interesting perspective. He usually stays on topic with the Jets. Me, I drift into food, I drift into other things because, how much Jets can we possibly talk about, man? It's the end of the week. Been talking about Jets the whole freaking week, dude. At some point you got to talk about something else in life. But, so. Take care, feel better, drummer. Oh, you're saying goodbye? Everyone's saying goodbye. Okay. So, everybody take care. Jump over there. Have a great weekend. Sunday night, I will not be on, so I won't see you until I'll probably see you before. I'll see you before that, but at the very latest, I'll see everybody at the Wacky Wednesday show on Wednesday. Take care, everybody, and go Jets. Don't not be Thibodeau. And here it comes. It's about to come in. Oh, my God. They didn't. They took Sauce Gardner. Oh, my God. They don't want an edge. Maybe he likes Jermaine Johnson at 10. Then we're not going to get a wide receiver? Garrett Wilson, wide receiver. Oh, my God. No edge.
Was sitting there just
The Jets traded up. Are we taking JJ? Are we taking JJ? Because I know Braden is in New Zealand saying, we should get Yuri, Mike. He's definitely saying that. JJ! We got Johnson! We got Johnson at 26! We got Johnson at 26! This is great! Yes! They took Roger McCreary. They didn't take Dean. We traded up. We can get Jacoby Dean. It really is. They took Breece Hall. Wow. I mean, look, I love Brees Hall. But there's also Jeremy Ruckert, who I think is the best tight end in the class personally. They took Jeremy Ruckert. He took Jeremy Ruckert. Yes. We got a Jeremy. We got a Jeremy. Oh, and the Jets pick, and it's Max Mitchell, offensive tackle. We needed that. That's wow. We took Michael Clemens. I never heard of him. A defensive edge.